up? So I'm going to do a Q&A. I'm also going to do a product giveaway. I'm going to give away a box of stuff from USPLabs. I'm also going to throw in one of the Max Mobility sleeves from HVIII brand goods, with those being out, and we'll send that out to a random comment below. But make sure you are subscribed, that you are sharing video, and that you are leaving a comment, and I will pick one and send that out pretty soon. Enjoy the video. What's up, folks? So, little Q&A, and I wanted to address some of the frequently asked questions I get via the channel and via Instagram, stuff like that, and kind of just go through those since I haven't done any type of answers in a while. I try to answer some comments the best I can, but time constraints are tough anyway, so I'd rather be producing, and I try to, either way, I try to answer. I'm not gonna give you any bullshit excuses. So, probably the most common question I've been getting a lot is music for the vlog. A lot of the music that I'm using is stuff from friends. I've got links to it in the description below. There's music from my buddy's band Merriweather. There's music from his other band Grinders. There's music from another friend, Gabriel Saint. And he's got a website, ready.com. And there's some links to stuff there. And there's also some stuff that's not released that I don't have a way to share with you as far as a download goes. So most of the stuff I'm using is from that. I do occasionally find some other stuff to throw in that's kind of a free use, either from SoundCloud or something like that, and I try to put links to it in the description, but I'm not always successful. Sometimes those details escape me, so I appreciate that you guys do like the music most of the time, and I will continue to do videos with music that I like and I think fits pretty well. Sometimes I use music that isn't allowed by YouTube, or at least not to be monetized, and oh well, that video just won't be monetized. I'd rather produce the content I want and have the sound and vibe that I want to it than worry about the $10 or something like that video is going to bring in. So that's kind of how I do things as far as that goes. So that's where all the music and everything for the vlog comes in. I hope that answers some of you guys' questions, and I know it's not really a great answer of where you can find all of it very neatly organized, but it's like a treasure hunt. Pretend you're on a fucking treasure hunt for the music I use. And some of it you're not gonna find. Another question I get pretty often is, how do we get into the Highland Games? So I've said this on a lot of podcasts and things like that I've done, but getting into the Highland Games is pretty simple. So there's a bunch of different classes. You've got a novice class, which is just like your very first time to ever show up and throw. And then you've got beginner, and then you've got, in the beginning, in the amateur classes, you've got A, B, and C. A being your more talented athletes. B is a step down from that, and C is a step down after that. So you can kind of compete, since there's no real weight classes other than like an under 200. So with A, B, and C, you kind of just compete against people that are in your skill level, that are going to throw pretty comparable to the way that you're going to be throwing. And then kind of as the rule of thumb goes, as you win a C class, you'd move up and throw B. As you win a B, you'd throw A, and so forth. But not really so much you win an A, you become pro. Becoming pro is its own thing. So becoming pro in the Highland Games is actually, it's weird. It's a weird sport. And it's part of one of those things why I always say that it's not a real sport. Perfect example of this would be in a couple weeks I'll be in Costa Mesa competing. So come out, hang out, and do that. Come say hello and enjoy Southern California. That'll be Labor Day weekend. It's like the 27th or 26th, 27th, something like that, whatever. But Chad Smith from Juggernaut's going to be competing with us, and I was able to help get him into the game, and he's going to be competing with the pro class. Now, he's never thrown a Highland Games before, but why not? It seems to be the class that I think he would fit best in, and I really want him to throw with us since it's more fun. Does that ruin his amateur status for the future? I don't know. I don't think it really matters. So I know for myself, there was a little bit easier set path that I don't think really exists anymore. When I turned pro, there was amateur world championships, 2 of them, in the same year. And then I won both of those, and one of those being the IHGF Amateur World Championship. The IHGF is the International Highland Games Federation. They're not exactly like a governing body. They host a couple games a year. They have a fancier name than what that would lead you to believe that we have a federation or more organization than that. But it's worked out really well. They do put on some great games throughout the year. And as I won my amateur IHGF championship in Washington, I was immediately sent to, I was immediately given a spot into the Professional World Championship in 2011, which was like 2 weeks after that. I was supposed to go to 2012, but the rules changed for whatever reason. So I went and threw well, took second to Dan McKim for the first time in 2011, and that started me competing as a pro. I got really lucky, and that's basically like the easiest path ever to get into it. Whereas now it doesn't seem that that's the way it really works out for everyone, so you have a little bit more hoops to jump through. And eventually, really what you have to do is meet athletic directors at all the different games, since there isn't a governing body, and they invite only the pro class. So some of those, like the ones in the southeast of this country or the northeast, basically like one of the old pros has to die before you're gonna get in, or just quit coming. They seem to be a little bit more liberal with trying to invite some new folks on the West Coast, and there's more games over there. But that's really how it works. You get invited and then you can get into pro games. So as soon as you're a good enough thrower that you can start getting invites into pro games and not have to pay for travel and pay for yourself to compete, I don't see why you wouldn't do it. Now, as far as money goes at the professional ranks of the Highland Games, it's not bad. Well, and I can speak for myself, and I have a pretty good idea of what, say, the other top guy makes. I don't know where it goes down the line from us, but I think if you're a top 5 guy in the world, you do okay, and okay is okay. Like, I compete probably 20 times a year for the last 3 years, and I'll make $25,000 probably. And that's competing and traveling a lot. Yeah, that's a pretty solid guess. But we're really lucky as far as we get, they usually cover our travel, or the prize money's big enough to cover the travel, or we're reimbursed, or they put us up in hotel rooms. We're very, very well taken care of, and this is a great sport. If you're a thrower and not gonna be going to the Olympics after college, get in some Highland Games, keep being competitive and have some fun. I really can't complain at all about the sport. This has been my favorite thing I've ever done as a strength athlete. Another question I get a lot is, what about your first game? What kind of minimums do you need to be in your first game? Well, you don't. So my big recommendation is go and find one. Find a local game to you, go compete as a novice, have a good time, and see if you actually like the sport. One of the issues I had, like with strongman or any of these other things, is I spent a lot of time training for it and never really cared for the actual competition environment. It just wasn't for me. But I love the Highland Games. I like being outside. I like being able to throw. I like the environment's great. It's a little bit more relaxed. It's not as tough guy. It's not as loud or intense. But that's throwing in general. We all seem to know how to turn it on and turn it off, which leaves us all way more hanging out, and it just seems a lot more. It's way more mellow. So go out, find a local game. NASGA.web. I think I haven't been in a long time. Probably is your best place to find where games are located next to you, or even search like Highland Games Group or Heavy Events on Facebook and find a group and see if you can't find someone who knows someone near you who's training or doing any of that. As far as implements go, Mike Landrich is who I would recommend getting them from. He does all mine. I think Landrich Power Systems is a thing on Facebook. And he makes some of the best out there, and they're really affordable. As far as getting a kilt, sport kilt, use my code HATE and you get a discount. You get a kilt. It's awesome. Disclaimer here, I do get asked about my favorite supplements and I am sponsored by a supplement company. I know that sounds crazy, right? But here's the skinny on it. USPLabs. This is a Amino Lift I really, really like, and Modern Pre. This is their new pre-workout energy. Just seems to be a great product. I really like it. I've been sponsored by USPLabs for quite some time now, 5 or 6 years. They've been an awesome company for me. They seem to push me and push strength athletes. I know I've said this before and you've heard it before. We're hearing it again. I got hooked up with USPLabs long before I was any really good at the Highland Games. I was probably in my 2nd year as an AM and was starting to talk to companies about sponsorship, and reached out and got a hold of one of the guys at USPLabs who I've maintained a relationship with this day. He's really, really awesome and a great contact for me. They wanted to send me some product, and from there I pushed them, and they've supported me ever since, and I've been kind of one of their go-to guys. I really thank companies that want to support strength athletes, guy like myself, who I'm not in here doing ab pics. You don't have to worry about me doing Photoshop stuff. I'm a strength athlete. I simply am. And another guy they sponsor is Chris Duffin. Now, Chris Duffin's shredded, but I mean, he's also a strength guy. As simple as it comes. These are major lifters in strength sports, and these are companies that are supporting them. And that's the best way I can say to vote. If you want to see more companies support less bullshit and see companies that are supporting athletes who are doing something, you vote with your dollar. So either way, that's enough of that. So what I'm going to be sending out in the gift box, I'm going to send a couple bottles of Modern Pre and a couple bottles of Amino Lift, and give you guys some of that, or give one of you some of that. I'm also going to send out a Max Mobility Sleeve, which is my mobility tool. Goes on a kettlebell. It's great for smashing and doing anything else, getting in some tissue. I'll send it out to one of you guys. It goes on a 50-pound bell, a couple different sizes it'll fit. But best way to enter is you're going to like, subscribe, share, leave a comment below, or go to my Instagram and tag 2 people and leave a comment there, and I'm gonna pick someone to send some stuff to. So hope you guys dig. There's your Q&A, answered some things. Put some A's and some Q's, and hope that answers some stuff. Thanks, spread hate, always party.